Hey, before we start today, I have a little question for you. This morning, when you woke up, what was the very first thing you did? Did you reach for your phone? Did you lie there for 5 more minutes pretending your alarm was wrong? Did you shuffle to the bathroom with your eyes half closed? I want you to think about that for a second, because today we are talking about something every single person does every single day, getting ready in the morning. And here's the thing. Your morning routine, it is full of English. Real, natural, everyday English that most textbooks never teach you. I'm going to walk you through a real morning routine today, step by step. And while I do, you are going to pick up expressions and vocabulary that you can actually use, not textbook phrases, real ones, the kind that native speakers use every single morning. I am Emma, and welcome to Real Life English, the podcast, your cozy place to learn real English through real conversations. This episode is perfect if your level is B1 or B2, but honestly, whatever your level is, if you get ready in the morning, this episode is for you. And here is something I want you to do right now. Think about your own morning routine. As you listen to me today, compare your morning with mine. Maybe you will hear a sentence and think, oh, that is exactly what I do. That is my morning. And at the end of today's episode, I want you to leave a comment. Tell me one thing you do every morning without fail. Just one thing. In English. I read every single comment and I love hearing from you. Also, if you enjoy learning English this way, through real conversations and real life stories, please hit subscribe. I put out new episodes every single week, and I would love to have you here every time. All right, let me take you through a morning. My morning. The honest, unfiltered, not perfectly Instagram-worthy version. Let's start at the very beginning. The alarm. Okay, so the alarm goes off. And my first thought is always the same. It is, who decided that mornings were a good idea? Because I did not agree to this. Nobody asked me. I hit snooze. Now, hit snooze, this means you press the button on your alarm to stop the sound for a few minutes so it rings again later. You are basically stealing a few extra minutes of sleep. Hit snooze. I always tell myself, just 5 more minutes. And somehow those 5 minutes are the longest, most comfortable minutes of the entire day. And then the alarm goes off again. And I drag myself out of bed. I love this expression. Drag yourself out of bed. It means you get up very slowly, with effort, like your body is heavy and really does not want to move. You are not jumping up. You are not excited. You are dragging yourself. Drag yourself out of bed. So I drag myself out of bed. I sit on the edge of the mattress for a moment. Just sitting there, breathing, existing, trying to remember what day it is. And you know that feeling, right? That slow, foggy feeling right after you wake up, when your body is awake but your brain is still somewhere in a dream. That feeling has a name, actually. It is called sleep inertia. Sleep inertia means that groggy, heavy, confused state right after waking up. It is completely normal. It does not mean you are lazy. It just means your brain needs a few minutes to fully switch on. So I sit there. And the first thing I do, before my phone, before anything, is drink a glass of water. 1 glass of water. Right away. Before coffee, before looking at messages, before anything else. And this small thing, it makes a bigger difference than you might think, because when you wake up, your body has gone 7 or 8 hours without water. You are dehydrated. Dehydrated means your body does not have enough water, and dehydration causes exactly that heavy, slow, I cannot think clearly feeling. So, 1 glass of water, first thing. And I want to know, do you drink water in the morning, or are you a straight-to-coffee person? Let me know in the comments. After the water, I shuffle to the bathroom. Shuffle. I love this word. Shuffle means to walk with slow, dragging steps where your feet barely leave the floor. Like you are still half asleep and your legs have not fully woken up yet. You are not walking. You are shuffling. Shuffle to the bathroom. Okay, so I am in the bathroom now. The first thing I do is wash my face. And this is not a complicated step for me. I am not someone who has a 10-step skincare routine. I know some people do, and that is wonderful. But for me, it is simple. Cold water. Cleanser. Done. Cleanser means a product that cleans your skin. Not just soap. Cleanser. And I use cold water because, honestly, it wakes me up faster than anything else. That first splash of cold water on your face in the morning is like telling your brain, okay, we are doing this. We are awake now. After washing my face, I brush my teeth. And here is something interesting about brushing your teeth. It is one of those things you do on autopilot. On autopilot. This is a great expression. When you are on autopilot, you are doing something automatically, without really thinking about it. Your body is moving, but your brain is somewhere else. Like a plane flying itself, you are on autopilot. I brush my teeth every morning, but sometimes I finish and think, did I actually brush them? Because I was on autopilot the whole time. Sound familiar? I think we all have those moments. After brushing my teeth, I look in the mirror. And the mirror in the morning, it is very honest. It does not care about your feelings. My hair is what I like to call a disaster situation. And I have a specific word for those little hairs that stick out in every direction after sleep. They are called flyaways. Flyaways are those small, fine hairs that escape from your main hairstyle and go wherever they want. They do not listen to you. They do not care about your plans. They are just free, going wherever. Flyaways. So I deal with the flyaways. And then I do my hair. Now, I want to ask you something here. Are you a person who does a lot with your hair in the morning, or are you a wash and go person? Wash and go means you wash your hair and then you just let it dry naturally without doing much to it. No blow drying, no styling, just wash and go. Some people love this. Some people cannot imagine leaving the house without doing their hair properly. I am somewhere in the middle. On regular days, wash and go. On days when I am recording, I actually put in some effort. To put in some effort means to try, to actually do the work. To not just do the minimum. I put in some effort with my hair today. Okay. Hair done. Now comes the moment that I think most people secretly struggle with more than they admit, choosing what to wear. And here is what my morning looks like when I have not prepared my clothes the night before. I open my wardrobe, and I stand there, just standing. staring at my clothes. And for some reason, nothing looks right. I have a wardrobe full of clothes, and yet somehow I feel like I have nothing to wear. Nothing to wear. This is one of the most universal human experiences. You have plenty of clothes, and yet nothing to wear. So I start pulling things out. I hold up one shirt. I put it back. I hold up another. I put it back. I am going through my wardrobe. Going through means searching through, looking at things one by one. And on a bad morning, this process takes 15 minutes. 15 minutes of standing in front of a wardrobe, having what I can only describe as a small identity crisis. An identity crisis means a moment of confusion about who you are, what you want, what kind of person you are today. A full identity crisis in front of a wardrobe at 7. Do you know this feeling? I think you do. And the solution, the thing that actually fixes this problem, is so simple. Prepare your clothes the night before. Prepare your clothes the night before. If you lay out what you are going to wear before you go to sleep, your morning is completely different. Calmer, faster, no identity crisis. You just pick up the clothes you already decided on and put them on. It sounds almost too simple. But it works every single time. To lay out something means to arrange it flat and ready to use. I laid out my clothes the night before. Lay out. And one more expression here. To pick out something means to choose something from a group. Every morning I have to pick out what I am going to wear. Pick out. So, lay out your clothes the night before, and picking out becomes easy. Now, while I am getting ready, there are some small habits that I do almost without thinking, and I think these small things say a lot about a person. The first one is making my bed. I make my bed every single morning, even on days when I am tired, even on days when I am running late. Running late means you do not have enough time and you are going to arrive somewhere after the planned time. I am running late. Running late. Even when I am running late, I make my bed. And it takes maybe 2 minutes. But here is what those 2 minutes do. Making your bed is a completion. You started something and you finished it. First thing in the morning. And that feeling of having completed something before the day has even really started, it sets a tone. Sets a tone means it creates a mood or atmosphere that influences everything that comes after. It tells your brain, we are someone who does things. We start and we finish. And that message, that tiny, quiet message, follows you into the rest of your day. The second small habit is this. I do not look at my phone for the first 10 minutes after I wake up. 10 minutes, no phone. And I know what you are thinking. 10 minutes sounds easy. But when the phone is right there on your bedside table and your hand just automatically reaches for it, 10 minutes feels surprisingly hard. Bedside table. This is the small table right next to your bed. Bedside table. And automatically. This means without thinking, without making a conscious decision, just by habit. My hand automatically reaches for my phone. Automatically. But those 10 phone-free minutes, they change the quality of the whole morning. Because the moment you pick up your phone, the whole world comes in. Messages, news, notifications, other people's lives, other people's opinions, all of it rushes in before you have even had a moment to just be yourself. And I think you deserve those 10 minutes. 10 quiet minutes that belong only to you before the day starts. The third small habit. I open the curtains first thing. Curtains are the fabric panels that hang in front of your windows. You pull them open to let light in, open the curtains, and natural light, especially in the morning, is one of the fastest ways to tell your brain that it is time to be awake. Your body has a natural clock inside it, and light is the signal that resets that clock every morning. Open the curtains. Let the light in. Your brain will thank you. Okay, getting dressed, hair done, bed made, curtains open. Now, breakfast. And I want to be honest with you here, because I know the healthy advice is always eat a proper breakfast. Start your day right. Fuel your body. And I genuinely believe that. When I eat a proper breakfast, my morning is better. My concentration is better. My mood is more stable. Stable means steady and consistent, not going up and down. A stable mood. But on some mornings, coffee and optimism is all I have time for. Coffee and optimism. That is my breakfast on the hard mornings, and I think a lot of people know exactly what I mean. Now, if I do have time for a proper breakfast, here is what I usually make. I go through a lot of eggs in my house. Go through a lot of something means you use a large quantity of it regularly. We go through a lot of eggs. We go through a lot of coffee. We go through a lot of bread. I make simple eggs, sometimes scrambled, sometimes fried. Scrambled eggs means you mix the eggs together while cooking them. Fried eggs means you crack the egg into the pan and cook it whole. And I have this thing about my eggs. I am really picky about how I cook them. Picky means you have very specific standards and you will not accept something that does not meet those standards. I am picky about my eggs. I do not want them overcooked. I do not want the edges crispy. I want them soft and just right. And honestly, I think it is okay to be picky about the small things that bring you joy. Your morning coffee, your eggs, your cup of tea. These are your little treats. Treat. A treat is something small and special that you do just for yourself. Not necessary, not important, just nice. Your morning coffee is your treat. That good cup of tea is your treat. I always give myself some kind of morning treat. It makes the getting up worth it. Okay, we are almost ready. Almost out the door. And this is the moment I call the door moment. The moment right before you leave the house when you stand at the door and do your final check. Keys, phone, bag, wallet. I tap my pockets, I check my bag, I do this little tap, tap, tap like I am going through airport security. Airport security means the checkpoint at an airport where your bags and pockets are checked before you board a plane. And every single time, I am convinced I have forgotten something. Even when I have not, even when everything is there. I still have that feeling. Did I forget something? Did I lock the door? Did I turn off the stove? That feeling has a name. It is called door anxiety. Okay, I made that name up. But you know the feeling. We all do. And the thing I forget most often is my umbrella. I have a very long and complicated history with forgetting my umbrella. Years of walking home in the rain, years of arriving places completely soaked. Soaked means extremely wet, like you fell in a swimming pool. I arrived completely soaked, and every time I forget it, I think, this is the last time. Tomorrow I will definitely remember. Tomorrow I will definitely remember. and then tomorrow comes, and I forget again. So, I have now started keeping an extra umbrella in my bag at all times. Just there, permanently, because I have accepted the truth about myself. I will forget. I always forget. And that is okay. The extra umbrella is my solution. And this is actually a really useful life skill. Knowing your weaknesses and building systems around them instead of just hoping you will suddenly become a different person. I forget umbrellas. I accept this. I keep an extra one in my bag. Problem solved. What do you always forget? Tell me in the comments. I want to know. All right, let's slow down for a moment and do our word tour together. This is where I walk you through the key vocabulary and expressions from today, nice and slow, so they can stay in your memory. Our first expression is hit snooze. Hit snooze means to press the button on your alarm to delay it for a few more minutes. For example, I hit snooze twice this morning and almost missed my meeting. Or, she always hits snooze at least 3 times before actually getting up. Did you catch that one earlier? Our second expression is drag yourself out of bed. This means to get up slowly and with great effort when your body really does not want to. For example, on cold winter mornings, I have to drag myself out of bed even when I am not tired. Or, he dragged himself out of bed after only 4 hours of sleep. Did you hear that one earlier? Our third word is shuffle. Shuffle means to walk slowly with dragging steps, barely lifting your feet. For example, she shuffled to the kitchen in her slippers, still half asleep. Or, I shuffled to the bathroom before I had even fully opened my eyes. Did you catch that one? Our fourth expression is on autopilot. On autopilot means doing something automatically without thinking, like a habit running by itself. For example, I drove to work completely on autopilot and barely remembered the journey. Or, my morning routine is so fixed now that I do it entirely on autopilot. Did you hear that one? Our fifth word is flyaways. Flyaways are those small hairs that escape from your hairstyle and stick out in different directions. For example, she smoothed down her flyaways before the interview. Or, no matter what I do, I always have flyaways by the end of the day. Did you catch that one? Our sixth expression is wash and go. Wash and go means washing your hair and then leaving it to dry naturally without styling. For example, on busy mornings, I just do a wash and go and head out. Or, her hair looks amazing even with a simple wash and go. Did you hear that one? Our seventh expression is lay out. Lay out means to arrange something flat and ready to use, especially the night before. For example, I always lay out my clothes the night before to make my morning easier. Or, she laid out everything she needed for the gym before going to sleep. Did you catch that one? Our eighth expression is running late. Running late means you do not have enough time and you will arrive after the planned time. For example, I was running late, so I skipped breakfast entirely. Or, sorry I am running late, I will be there in 10 minutes. Did you hear that one? Our ninth expression is go through a lot of. Go through a lot of something means to use a large quantity of it regularly. For example, we go through a lot of coffee in our house, about 3 cups each every day. Or she goes through a lot of notebooks because she writes everything down. Did you catch that one? And our final word, treat. A treat is something small and special that you do just for yourself, just because you want to. For example, my morning coffee is my little treat. I always make it slowly and enjoy every sip. Or, on Fridays, I buy myself a pastry from the bakery as a little treat. Did you hear that one? Okay, before we finish today, I want to give you something practical, something you can actually use tomorrow morning. Here is your morning English practice. 5-sentence starters. Use these to describe your own morning in English. Starter 1. My morning starts with, for example, my morning starts with hitting snooze exactly once and then dragging myself out of bed. Starter 2. The thing I always do before anything else is, for example, the thing I always do before anything else is drink a glass of cold water. Starter 3. I'm really picky about, for example, I'm really picky about my morning coffee. I do not want it too strong or too weak, just right. Starter 4. The thing I always forget is, for example, the thing I always forget is my umbrella, every single time. Starter 5. My little morning treat is, for example, my little morning treat is 5 minutes of sitting quietly with my coffee before anyone else wakes up. Now, I want you to try this right now. Pick one of these starters. Finish the sentence in English. Say it out loud. Say it to yourself. Say it quietly. Say it to your bedroom wall. It does not matter. Just say it out loud, because speaking out loud is the only way your mouth learns. Not reading, not listening, speaking, even alone, even quietly, even if it sounds imperfect. Imperfect speaking is still speaking, and speaking is how you grow. All right, we have reached the end of today's episode, and I want to leave you with one small thought. Your morning routine, however it looks, is full of English, full of real, natural, everyday expressions that you now have words for. You do not need a dramatic story or an exciting life to practice English. You just need your ordinary morning. The alarm, the shuffle to the bathroom, the flyaways, the nothing to wear moment, the door check, the forgotten umbrella. That is enough. That is real life. And real life is the best English classroom there is. So tomorrow morning, when you drag yourself out of bed and shuffle to the bathroom, try describing what you are doing. In English, out loud. Just to yourself. Just quietly. My morning starts with, I am really picky about. My little treat today is one sentence. That is all. Just one. And now, your comment homework. Tell me one thing you do every morning without fail. One honest thing. In English. I read every single comment and I genuinely love hearing from you. And if today's episode helped you, please share it with one person who is learning English. Just one, because sometimes all someone needs is to hear that their ordinary life, their ordinary morning, is enough to practice with. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I am Emma, and I will see you in the very next episode. Bye!